Hello students, this is Barkha Gaur from Shiv Jyoti Educational Group Kota. I hope you all are fine with your family. Today in this video we'll learn Chapter 1 Nutrition in Plants. We know that all living organisms need to perform certain basic life processes like nutrition, respiration, growth and reproduction for their survival. To perform all these life processes, every organism requires a daily supply of energy which they get from the food. We already know that various components of food like proteins, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins and minerals we take from the food, and these are called nutrients. So nutrition is the process of taking food by an organism and its digestion, absorption and utilization by the body. So we can see that there are two modes of nutrition: autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. So first of all we'll learn about autotrophic mode of nutrition. The word auto means self and the word tropho means nutrition. The mode of nutrition in which an organism makes its own food from simple substances like carbon dioxide, water and minerals present in the surroundings is called autotrophic nutrition. Organisms having autotrophic mode of nutrition are called autotrophs. For example, all green plants and some bacteria do perform the autotrophic mode of nutrition. Second is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. The word heteros means other and the word trophos means nutrition. So the mode of nutrition in which an organism cannot make its own food from the simple substances but obtains their food from green plants directly or indirectly is called heterotrophic nutrition. Organisms having heterotrophic mode of nutrition are called heterotrophs, for example, animals and non-green plants. Now, as we have seen that autotrophic nutrition, we'll see by which process the autotrophic mode of nutrition takes place. The process is called photosynthesis. Photo means light and synthesis means to make. You can see in the diagram the leaves of a green plant perform the process of photosynthesis because they contain tiny green colored bodies called chloroplasts which contain a green pigment called chlorophyll. The chlorophyll uses the solar energy to prepare food from the carbon dioxide and water. The food prepared by the green leaves of a plant is in the form of a simple carbohydrate called glucose. The whole process can be summarized by this equation. We can see in the equation that 6 molecules of carbon dioxide combine with 6 molecules of water and make 1 molecule of glucose and gives out oxygen in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. In the diagram you can see that sunlight is absorbed by the leaves, carbon dioxide is absorbed by the stomata, and water and minerals are absorbed by the soil, and oxygen is given out and glucose is formed in the leaves. So this was the process of photosynthesis. That is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. In this, different categories we'll understand. Like first is saprotrophic nutrition. Saprotrophic nutrition is a kind of nutrition which is performed by non-green plants, and the special about this nutrition is that the organisms obtain their nutrients from dead and decaying organic matter of plants and animals. So this is called saprotrophic nutrition. You must have seen some non-green plants or umbrella-like structures in your garden during rainy season. What do you call them? They are called as mushrooms. So you must have seen how do they obtain their food? They are non-green, they cannot make their own food, but they obtain their nutrition from dead and decaying organic matter. So they are called as saprotrophs. Some other examples are also there, like fungi. You must have seen sometimes bread, when it seems like greenish or blackish. So what is that? That is a fungi which grows on it due to dampness. So that is also showing a saprotrophic mode of nutrition. The fungi, how does it obtain the nutrition? It secrete digestive juices on the dead and decaying organic matter and convert it into a liquid that is used as a nutrient by the non-green plants. Another type of nutrition is parasitic nutrition. What happens in this? As we have seen, saprotrophs obtain their food from dead and decaying organic matter, whereas parasitic nutrition in this, organisms obtain their nutrients from living organisms. Either they obtain it from on the body or from inside the body, but they get nutrition from other body. The body which provides the nutrition is called host. A very good example of parasitic nutrition in plants is Cuscuta. Cuscuta is a non-green plant. You can see in the picture. First picture is of Cuscuta. Of which color it is? You can see it is of yellow color. It is non-green, so it cannot prepare its own food. It does not have chlorophyll. It has thread-like structures which twine around the stem and branches of the tree. It climbs and absorbs the nutrition. It has a special structure called Hostoria, which it penetrates into the plant's body and absorbs the ready-made food. So this was what? Parasitic nutrition. Next is symbiosis. It is also a very interesting kind of nutrition in which two organisms live together, they work together, and they provide benefit to each other. So this is mutual benefits. That's why it is called symbiotic association or symbiosis mode of nutrition. A very good example of this symbiosis is lichens. You can find lichens on the trees, tree trunks or rocks in non-polluted area. Remember always, students, lichens doesn't grow in a polluted area. So what are lichens? Lichens are most amazing forms of life. It is actually composed of two distinct organisms. We cannot distinguish them, but actually it is made up of two kinds of organism, algae and fungi, which live together and work together. Now how they benefit each other? Let us see. The algae contain chlorophyll and make their own food, but the fungi cannot. So the fungi share the food made by the algae. So students, the fungi in turn provide protection, water and minerals to the algae. So you saw that algae is also providing some benefit to fungi and fungi is also providing some benefit to algae. So that's why it is called as symbiotic association. Another example of symbiosis is Rhizobium bacteria, which lives in the nodules of roots of leguminous plants. Leguminous plants are those plants which produce pulses like pea and grams. What happens in this? Rhizobium bacteria live in the root nodules of leguminous plants and provide nitrogen to it. Rhizobium bacteria provide nitrogen to the plant, which is very necessary for its proper growth. In turn, now what plant will give? In turn, the plants provide food and shelter to the Rhizobium bacteria. So you understood? Both of them are benefited from each other. Now a very interesting mode of nutrition can be shown by insect eating plants. So you must be amazing, how can a plant eat insect? But actually it happens in some plants like pitcher plant, Utricularia, Venus flytrap and Drosera. These are the amazing plants in which the plants obtain its nutrition from insects. Now how does this happen? Actually they are green plants. So if they are green, they can prepare their own food. They can get their protein by photosynthesis, but for the requirement of nitrogen, what they do? They trap the insects. You can see in the picture, the diagram of pitcher plant is given. It has a leaf lamina which is modified to form a pitcher-like structure. The apex of the leaf is modified into a lid which can open and close the mouth of the pitcher. So how does it happen? When an insect lands on the pitcher, the lid closes due to the weight of the insect, and the trapped insect gets entangled in the hair. The insect is digested in the digestive juices. secreted in the pitcher, and the plant gets the nitrogen. It absorbs the nitrogen.